Hey, Facebook friends, it's cold, it's gray, it's raining, it looks terrible in Andalusia today, and they had the little cancer freeze today, and I hate that happened today to be the weather it is, but you know what, we just can't control the weather, can we? But anyway, since it's this kind of weather, I have just got to have some beef stew. So what I did is I bought me a chuck roast, and I've been cutting it up, and y'all can watch me cut it up for a little while, and I'm leaving the fat on it because I love the fat in my beef stew, and this is a lot better than cutting it up any other way. Just cut it in little cubes, and then I'm going to put the whole thing in there, and I bought me some carrots and potatoes. Well, I didn't buy the potatoes today. Actually, I already had those. I try to keep those in. And but I did buy the carrots, and I bought me some tomatoes. I bought the 2 real big cans of the diced tomatoes. That's what I bought. And I have onions. I always keep onions on hand, so I've got that. So, if you're home today and you're in the north and you can't even get out to go buy any stuff, you can make a soup out of whatever you've got, darling. You don't have to have anything special to make soup. That's the good thing about soup and casseroles. You just throw it in there with something and make you something out of it. Invent something. But if you've got any kind of meat at all, you don't even have to have meat in it. But if you do have some meat in it, if you had some chicken or some kind of pork or maybe just a slice of bacon or two or a ham bone or something, and just put that in your pot and look and see what kind of vegetables you've got. I'm sure you've got some around there. And you can make your soup out of what you've got. If you've got celery, or if you've got, if you don't have any tomatoes, you don't have to put tomatoes in it. It can be a white colored soup. If you've got, if you don't have potatoes, you could put some noodles in it, or a little bit of rice in it. That would be good. You can make a soup out of anything. And if you, you know, they always say that's a sign of a good cook. When you look in the refrigerator and find absolutely nothing, and all of a sudden you got soup. Do y'all remember that? It's a little children's story that kids used to read a long time ago, and I read it to my children when I was teaching school. I read it to them. It's called Stone Soup. Stone, S-T-O-N-E, like a rock, okay? And so it was about this little village that they were all hungry in this village, and nobody had anything to eat. And they were just starving to death in this little village. So this guy in the village, he gets him a big black pot, builds a fire under it outside, and puts water in it. Well, one of the neighbors came by and said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Well, I'm hungry, so I'm going to make me some stone soup." She said, "What's that?" He said, "Well, you see this stone right here in my hand?" He had a nice round rock that was all smooth. He said, "I'm going to put it down in this water, and I'm going to boil it, and I'm going to make me something to eat." So she looked at him, and she said, "Well," she said, I've got one potato at home." He said, "Well, go get it." So she did. She went and got it. And then somebody else curious walked by, and they said, "Well, they had an onion." He said, they said they didn't have anything else, but they had one onion. He said, "Go get it." So they did. And one person had a carrot, and one person had a pea. Now, I'm just talking about a little pea. He said, "Go get it." So they did. And so everybody in the village had some little something that wasn't anything really. And everybody brought their what they had, and they put it in that pot, and they cooked it. And the flavor of the water was delicious. And the potato cooked up and covered, it was all in the pot. The carrot was all in the pot. The onion was all in the pot. And by the time everybody in the little town brought all their stuff, everybody was full, everybody was happy. And you know what? That shows what we can do together as a community, or as a state, or as a nation. If we all work and do the best we can and help one another, look what happens. look what happens. We all succeed. We all are blessed. We all are full, and we're all happy. So that's the moral of that little story. My children at school loved it. I loved it too. Just like anything else in life, if we help one another, everything turns out better. Well, I'm going to finish cutting this up, and then I'm going to clean my carrots, and I'll be back on with y'all in just a minute, okay? Okay, I finished my meat. I put it in my big pot of water, and I have peeled my carrots. I was going to show you. I take the carrot. I know y'all do this. I buy that big bag of the big carrots. That's what I buy, the raw carrots. And I just, you just do like this and peel them off. I know that you old-time cooks like me, y'all know how to do this. And some of the little new people that just getting married, they may not know how to do it. So that's the reason I'm showing them. You know, it says in the Bible that the older ones are to teach the younger ones. And so then you rip your carrot off, and then you just cut the both ends of it off. Put that to the side, and then you chop it up like that, and you got your little circles. Okay, so that's what I'm fixing to do. Whoop! Glory, me! Glory, glory, glory! There goes that thing flying off through the air like a flying trapeze. I love the carrots in it. To me, that makes it taste really good. I remember you people in the north, y'all, some of y'all are having an ice storm. And I remember one time here in Andalusia, we had an ice storm. It's a rare occurrence here. But we did. We had an ice storm. And on that particular day that we had it, you know, the South, we're not accustomed to like that. We don't know what to do, okay? We just don't know what to do. Our pipes freeze. I mean, it's bad news around here when something like that happens. But anyway, when we had it, my husband was having to go to some kind of policing school. I don't remember exactly what he had to go to. And he left me here with two babies, two children. They weren't big at all. They must have been maybe 6 and 4 or something like that. They were little. And he thankfully, we didn't know we were going to get an ice storm. And he had put all the wood that he had cut for the fireplace on the front porch, which is close to my fireplace, so I could keep the kids warm. Well, the 2 days later, that ice storm hit, and y'all, I'm telling you, the electricity, of course, went off. If we don't have electricity, we're on well water, so we didn't have any water. We didn't have any lights. All we had was that fireplace. Y'all ever heard that? The song, country folks can survive. Well, I survived that. I came in here and I got me a big old black Dutch oven looking thing. I got me a fire going in that fireplace. I brought the dog in the house. I took a mattress off of a bed and drug it into the den where the fireplace was. The house was freezing. I took some Bisqueen that I had and a staple gun, and I stapled all the windows of the Bisqueen in that den, and I and closed the den off from the rest of the house. And I took that black pot and I got me some ice from outside, and I had some milk and different things, and I made me a pot of stew out of nothing. And I drug out the playing cards, and I taught my children how to play gin rummy. Do y'all know how to play that? That's a fun card game. And we sat there and we on that mattress with the dog and our blankets and our pot of stew, And for 3 or 4 days, we didn't have electricity. And so for 3 or 4 days, we played gin rummy. I taught them how to do it. Even though they were little, they learned how. We had a good time. George came back, and when he got back, I was on my last stick of wood. That's all I had left. I don't know what I'd have done after that. I guess I would have burned up some chairs or something. Whatever I had to do to keep my babies warm and living, that's what I would do. Okay, there we go. All right, we got this, and we've got our meat. Here's my big pot right here. This big pot is what I'm cooking it in, and there's my steam coming out. It's about ready to boil. And anyway, when I went to the grocery store today, I got to thinking about there was this family behind me, and they had a lot of kids and everything. There was a bunch of them, but I couldn't help notice what they were putting up on the area to check out, because I was in front of them and I was trying to check out, and they were already putting their stuff up there. Y'all, everything they bought was in a box. I'm telling you, there was nothing like carrots or a piece of meat. It was box stuff, box dinners, box this, box that. And I thought to myself, y'all are spending so much money on this pre-boxed stuff. If you just bought what I bought, you could feed your family for days. You know, I'm always shocked. I'm always shocked at people who, I don't know what people spend their money on. It's really none of my business what they spend their money on. But y'all, if you're having a hard time, you need to stay away from boxes. Because that is not how to save. You can't save buying boxed foods. They're expensive. It's cheaper to buy real food and chop it up. But anyway, all right, I'm going to turn you off for a few minutes. I'm going to get my onions and my potatoes ready. Okay, I've got all the potatoes peeled but one. I saved it out to show you what I do, and I'm fixing to cut up these onions. So, here's the one potato I got. For all of y'all who don't know, which I know all of us older ones know, you always put potatoes in water when you're cutting them up, and that helps them not to turn dark. And what I'm going to put in mine are some of these Idaho potatoes right here. And so what I do is, wrong knife, what I do is I just peel them real quick. It didn't take me long to do it, but I didn't want you to have to watch me peel a bunch of potatoes this afternoon. Can y'all see how gray it is outside? I'm telling you, bad news. When I get through peeling mine, what I do is I cut mine down this way, and then I cut them this way, and that way, when I get ready to cut them, I just do like that, and they're all in nice little cubes, and I can cut them the exact same size. So I'm not going to put these in my stew until my carrots are almost done, because potatoes cook so much quicker than carrots do that they'll just cook to nothing. I peeled my onion. There's the two ends of it, and what I do is it doesn't have to be cut any particular way. I'm just going to cut mine in some quick little cubes. I kind of want them kind of fattish, like that. I'm going to go ahead and put these onions in so they will be seasoning everything up. It smells so good in my kitchen. And I know y'all are cooking something good tonight too. I love what y'all cook. I'm telling you, y'all, there's some good cooks out there. I'm going to cook some cornbread to go with it tomorrow. And when I do that, the children will come over tomorrow, and I will have this soup. I'm going to eat some of it tonight, but there'll be plenty left for them for tomorrow, because it's going to be a big old thing of it. And I think I'm going to fix some Mexican cornbread to go with it. So tomorrow I will try to do that, and y'all can watch and see how I do my Mexican cornbread. I bought me 3 real pretty jalapeno peppers today to put in it. Look how pretty these are. See? These are the jalapeno peppers. That'll be good in some cornbread, won't it? Okay, so So I'm going to put my onions in my stew and get that going. This little scraper thing right here was a gift from one of my sweet Facebook followers. And I have really enjoyed it. I've never had one before. This is my first time. I'm going to just leave these right here and I'm going to put those in later. Okay, here's my pot right here. And I am going to put in, I bought 2 cans of the diced tomatoes, and I'm going to put that in there. I love tomatoes in mine. Diced tomatoes. And we'll stir it around a little bit. And then I don't have to do anything else. You see how big this pot is? Well, the stuff comes to right there. That's where it comes to. Right there. And I haven't even got my potatoes in it yet. So you know this is going to feed a crowd. And it's going to be mighty good. I'm going to put in salt and pepper for my seasoning as far as my spices go. And you could put a little garlic clove in it. It would be good. Or some other spices. You can do this and it'll be so good. Make your soup tonight or tomorrow out of whatever you can find. Put something that you would never suspect to put in there. And it'll be good, y'all. It's going to be good. Talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye-bye.